far. Say the Yamame Naa Koryor and a Chesewo trendy social media within this week now. We can see the air as some kit to Accra. Now your boy ran in Semnimudia a year po Adom Otchere ye can journalists. I wo Omamugana had to say analysis there of Fanaqua. About Monte so edit the whole story of a Naa Koryor and how kumsin a case ne abegu Monte so just say enya asem kitwa that time in same see ye Captain Smart and someone or the boom Monte so na room now you could TV ember.
Kenyans observing the campaign one day heard that they had been shooting in Kaswa. Our Kumsin was already quite disliked by the NDC, given her very frontal role in the disturbances that occurred in Parliament on the 7th of January. Hawa Kumsin stood her ground on the issue of who will sit on which chair, and she was very brutal. She's a very strong woman, those of you who know her, and she was very brutal in insisting that some chairs were for the majority and some chairs were for the minority. Photographs and videos came up and she was painted out as, I am beginning to guess that this happened before voting ended. Now, if in the middle of voting, this is published by a woman who has already been propaganded as violent, and you see this one, you are naturally going to be concerned about it. So this is the first thing she put out. And then she went on TV3 to speak about what had happened. And then later on, she was granted an interview by our friend Captain Smart on Onuya FM about what has happened. Let's see first what she said to TV3.
If you haven't exercised in years, you have to start small with my beginner-friendly Tai Chi class. 3 reasons every man over 40 should.
This is one of the collective centers, which is Iron City. I went to talk to Christ first. I realized that there was a DA, which is Awakusi's DA, with the boys, Tima, and the rest. The same boys I complained about. They have followed me. And
so that's what she told TV3 in an interview. And then now she has an interview with Captain Smart where she sort of details out what happened. Let's hear what she said.
Me official Mahindra na me yusu no party car no eno na me timu bi no eno so ana etuo no e kaaye
enti wo mo etuo ne ka wo mo na wo mo ete car na chi no mo te front na hefa no mo
mo ti echi no mo te me car na echi ene etuo ne ka mo
car na chi say echira enye say echira obi a ehu but car na chi awiatum
I car na echi pick up say e pick up Mahindra pick up it's mo te car na echi
ene na wo te hefa
Captain, see me question ye ne busa ne mame. Cars na ye dodo sen ba kon. E no no awom bi dem rantie ne wachire. And I say cars na ye dodo sen.
Ka na ye mienu ba ko edi onim. And ba ko edi achire.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's na de anim na de achire na etuo kan.
Ne de achire no.
Eti car no Land Cruiser Black no e cross wo de na say be share montem.
E ba ye chi Ebaya di mechanic no mo start some fire.
Wo car na said ye di wo car na chi no.
There be me a mechano.
Okay.
Me a mechano.
Patro na wona wo drive.
Patro there be.
Okay.
Na me driver na na chikano.
All right. Mo wo car na mo yesen na team.
Na yeah 6 na na tekanim.
Okay. Na patro what?
Patro mo Daniel mo ho koye.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so you heard the narration. So next, let's look at the President Mahama then commissioned an inquiry into all of the violence of 2020 and 2024, including this one, which was very heavy on the agenda. The Minister of Interior reported to the media on the government accountability platform of Felix Kwakye-Ofosu, and this was he said.
2024 election violence cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East Constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Felix Naa Koryor Okeno denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident. 2024 election violence cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East Constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis Naa Koryor Okeno denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident.
Now, said before a commission of inquiry where she had to speak under oath, the Honorable Member of Parliament, whom you heard narrating and was crying, I mean, when she was talking to Captain Smart, she was sober. It was like she was crying. She had been traumatized. Baby Groma people, are they there? The School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana, they need her. Madam Honorable Koryor, maybe you missed your way. You should be doing what Jifa Gomashi, the tourism minister, knows how to do very well. To go to the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana and become a great actress. I think you will be a great actress because the way you can dramatize when there's nothing happening, I admire you for that. It's really, really heartbreaking. This is what the Interior Minister said. He said, Phyllis Naa Koryor Okeno denied her convoy was attacked. Koryor, okay, Phyllis Naa Koryor Okeno denied her convoy was attacked, stating she was not at the scene. Those involved have refused to speak with the task force. This is quite shocking. So she goes before the committee. Everything she told Captain Smart then, she erased this before she's at the committee, that nothing had happened. Her convoy had not been attacked. Because here at the committee, she needed to provide evidence of what she's saying. That's why we always say that propaganda is different from speaking in court or speaking before a committee. At the propaganda platform, you can say anything. But once you get into a committee or into court and you have to defend what you are saying, they backpedal, they develop cold feet because they were just speaking lies, concoction for political gain. That's something we have to identify perhaps in our behavioral patterns for politicians. Concoction of stories for political gain. If people do that, there has to be some sanctions for it, because there was too many of that in our last 2-3 elections, particularly in 2024. So much happened. So this is what happened. Now, today, after she's receiving flack from young people all over the place who are completely shocked, the Gen Zs are completely shocked because they were all outraged by the story when they heard it. That this was why is Hawa Kumsin who's shooting at people on election day. Now they are all very worried. Was she really lying? Could she have been lying? Is it possible that she was lying? But why? An honorable member of parliament. She wants to go to parliament, and she wants to go to parliament with this dramatic lies. You know, in a situation where now the rate of defamation may lie in favor of Hawa Kumsin. She can take out a rate of defamation and sue her because she has actually confessed that she was lying. I mean, what is this? Let's see what she said today. Let's see. Have a look.
At no time did I say no attack happened. I stated emphatically to the task force that on the election day during my rounds, I noticed my convoy was being followed by a V8 vehicle, allegedly known to be used by Hawa Kumsin and a Nadmo pickup, which had a green government number plate. After visiting some polling stations, I decided to go home because I felt my life was in danger. So I am convinced that at the conclusion of this investigation, the truer facts will emerge. Let me end by saying that as the sitting member of the good people of Ewutu Senya East constituency, I consider myself a mother for all.
What does that mean? What does consider yourself? You are telling lies. They're asking you, you say you're a mother for all. Are you going to teach the children that you are mothering these lies, and that's how they're going to grow into citizens of Ghana? These lies that you are telling, that's what you're going to teach children that you are the mother to? You consider yourself a mother for all. So you have to be telling lies about another mother so that you win the election. You see how these things are? This is politics. And you see, as we continue to do that, the general public lose interest in the politics. Now, tomorrow, there's another election. An MP comes from the Galamsey periodical, it's TV, and he says that Collins Dawda shot at me. They'll say, hey, yeah, these politicians, when they say these things, they don't mean it to. That's what Koryor did in 2024. That's what is going to happen. So the credibility of politics is going down the drain because the principal political actors have refused to fight the fight with the real tools of fighting. The battle of vision, the battle of a program, the battle of a policy. They've refused to use those tools because sometimes they can't use them. So they go for unorthodox tools. And it ends us here where an MP is blatantly lying. She lied about everything just so that she will draw sympathy onto herself and then she might win the votes. She won. Today, she's still talking. She says that she never told the committee that